Liz Truss has said that Rishi Sunak has been captured by a Treasury orthodoxy, an orthodoxy which in her view has held for several decades, which has failed to deliver growth. Do you agree with Liz Truss? There is a Treasury orthodoxy and it is ineffective in fostering economic expansion.
Yes, I do agree. I think that the Treasury has captured Rishi Sunak with this orthodoxy, which is embodied by these silly short-term fiscal rules, which are really a way of embedding Treasury's power to kind of keep control of everything. Now, I'm in favor of the Treasury having power to control spending over the long term, but it should be carried out intelligently, allowing us to have a competitive tax system. I mean, when the Treasury spent $500 billion on COVID, because obviously it had to, it then turned around and said, but you can't spend any more, in the coming years than that will put up borrowing, because we can't do that sort of thing. And of course, transparently, that is nonsense. Having spent $500 billion on COVID, in the way of borrowing, it's obviously transparent nonsense that you can't borrow to prevent taxes being put up and destroying growth in the economy. So yes, the Treasury orthodoxy has been put in place. It sort of started after the financial crisis with the austerity program, which was a big mistake, as we know in retrospect, because it put all the job of keeping the economy recovering on the Bank of England and quantitative easing, the buying of bonds in the financial markets, which has been not a very successful policy. It's driven interest rates down to zero. That's what we need to get away from today. So the Treasury orthodoxy that started after the financial crisis has been a disaster for the British economy. And of course, it goes back further with the EU regulation, and the gradual drift upwards in top tax rates has been allowed to happen under the Treasury's regimes over this period. All of this has damaged growth and needs to be firmly put into reverse. Much as Mrs. Thatcher challenged the Treasury orthodoxy in her day, they opposed monetarism, which was needed to bring down inflation. And today, they're imposing sensible tax policies that will be in favor of growth.
Hold it there, Professor Patrick Minford. I'm just going to